Terry and I went to Knoxville, Iowa for the weekend, mainly because I was going to meet up with my brother and go to some sprint car races here, which are run on dirt. But this is such quintessential Iowa. We had a campground that wasn't crowded at all. Everything was green. And Knoxville's a little town, and like a lot of little towns, especially county seats, they've got these monolithic courthouses that they built back in the early 1900s, and they are impressive structures for sure. And then in Knoxville, they actually got a statue that was dedicated just after World War I, so it mentions soldiers, sailors, and Marines. No mention of Air Force people, since it didn't exist yet. And then a more modern tribute to soldiers. But a lot of times it seems like these small towns, mainly because of volunteers, that they do pay a higher price and lives lost. I don't know that for a fact, but it just seems that way to me. There was a big VA hospital here, and it has been abandoned or closed by the government. They do keep the grounds still, but for a community like this, it's really sad. It's a major impact to lose something like that. But luckily for Knoxville, they have the Knoxville Raceway, which makes Knoxville the sprint car capital of the world, and it literally is of the world. In some regards, it's better known outside of the United States. But I'm riding my bike here and getting the chance to goof around on a Sunday when there's nobody here, and nobody seemed to care that I could ride my bike out and kind of check out what it's like from the infield to look back towards the stands. Something that I haven't gotten a lot of chances to do. Look at my bike right there. It makes it a little harder to imagine that people have cleared that fence during sprint car races. That right there, a car went over about a week ago from when I'm shooting this. And you can see, even though it took out the billboard above, it did not damage the fence whatsoever, meaning that it went over the fence higher than the top rail there. There's been so much history at this track, and it's more famous probably outside of the state of Iowa in places like New Zealand and Australia than it is in somewhere like California probably. There's so much history here. They ended up building a National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum off of Turn 2, and it is well worth the visit if you're any kind of a racing fan. The names of people that have raced and won features here include the best of American racing. People like Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart, Casey Kane from NASCAR, and continue. Kyle Larson. I watched Al Unser Jr. race here when he was about 16 years old, and I believe he even won a feature when I was watching him. This is certainly not the safest type of racing, particularly when they have non-winged events, but it's a very exciting form of racing for sure.
Red flag, all stop, an enormous flip in turn 1. We know more, we'll let you know more, including for sure who that is flipped over in turn 1. Driver is out of the car. That is a wonderful thing to see.
Swap positions in turn number 2. Into turn 3. Wyndham on the top of the racetrack. Kevin Thomas down low. He'll try to close back in, but Wyndham goes to a block. Oh, big flip in turn number 2. Red flag coming out. Tyler Courtney, wild flip in turn number 2. And he's out of the car. Good news, race fans. Tyler Courtney is out of the car in turn number 2.